folks, as we make our way across the country, we have found ourselves in one of the most unique geographic spots in all of America. On the Kansas side, we are at the Vivo Entertainment Lounge in Kansas City, Kansas, for our second stop in a lock and loaded U.S. Arm Wrestling National Championship regional events. That's right, folks. Kansas City has one of those uniqueness about it. Kansas City's metropolitan area has the distinction of sharing a portion on both the Kansas as well as the Missouri side. In the land of blues barbecue, Kansas City has been the home and birthplace of many great stars. Don Cheadle, Craig Kilborn, and who can ever forget the great Harrison Ford, as Kansas City calls these three sons their own. But folks, today we are going to the action to find out who owns the table. Here at the Vivo Entertainment Lounge, we are heading down to the tables. Let's go over the rules. Tournament rules are as follows. Standard arm wrestling competition rules do apply. There are no warnings to be given for any false starts. 3 fouls and you lose the match. The elbow must remain on the pad at all times. A pin is when the opponent's hand breaks the plane of the pin pad. And this is a double elimination tournament. You must lose twice to be out. Folks, let's make our way down to the stage for the 176-pound class. All right, our first up on table 2, we've got Devin Bear versus Michael Crayson. Bill Collins, the referee, squares both arm wrestlers in the center. And Devin Bear driving through with his left hand. But no, Michael Creason with the foul. Bring both men back to the table. Devin Bear with the first big hit, looking to do it again, and does. He takes down Michael Creason, moving on in the left hand A side. Hey folks, we are in a double elimination tournament. If you lose, you move to the B side. You will have one more opportunity to stay alive. 2 losses and you're out. Moving on the A side, you remain undefeated and continue to get to the finals. Moving into our second match, we have Preston Hayes versus Josh Lingenfelder. Both men looking to gain some respect on the table today, and Josh with the big win. As we go to the replay, we see Josh powering through. As we set up here in our third match, we see Devin Bear versus Bruce Pickett. These 2 men squaring up on the table. Bill Collins getting both hands set. Look for the hit from Devin Bear. And on go, Devin Bear exploding through Bruce Pickett's hands. Devin Bear is going to make short work with this class today, it looks like, if no one can slow down that hit. We see Stephen Logsdon talking to Russ Schrader in the crowd. In our next match, 176 now, Josh Lingenfelder versus Jason Coleman. Josh with an easy victory battling through. Jason Coleman, not much on the left-hand side, but look for Jason on the right-hand side to be a competitor. Now we move to the B side with Michael Creason versus Jason Coleman. Bill Collins getting him set. And Michael Creason with the big hit, but don't rule him out. He is going to have something to say on the right-handed side for sure. Michael Creason moving up on the B side bracket. And we bring back to the table Bruce Pickett on the left, Preston Hayes on the right. Bruce Pickett, the more experienced and probably stronger arm wrestler. Look for Bruce to control this match from the start. And on the go, Bruce sets his wrist in and feels the strength. Preston Hayes, nothing can do to stop Bruce from moving him through to the pin pad. As he moves on the B side. We replay it. Bruce looking for that feel of locking it in, rolling that hand over, making a quick adjustment, and driving it to the pad. Back to the table on Bill's side. We are bringing Bruce Pickett on the left. We will have Michael Creason on the right. Look for the explosion on Michael Creason. He is going to look for the win. And there it is, folks. He explodes and catches the win. Bruce Pickett giving him some encouragement. Michael Creason looking to redeem himself from his first loss against Devin Bear. Michael looking back and thanking Bruce for the competition. And here we go, folks. In the B-side final match. On the left, Josh Lingenfelter. On the right, Michael Creason. Both hard hitters. Michael Creason with the hit, but Josh slows it down and brings it back to his side. Josh Lingenfelter is going to the finals against Devin Bear. And here we go, folks, to the left-handed 176 finals. Devin Bear on the left, Josh Lingenfelter, and Devin Bear drives Josh's hand, but wait, Bill Collins is calling for the foul. Devin Bear on the A side, only needs one win to capture the title for today. Josh must come back with 2 wins on the B side. Josh on the right, Devin on the left, Bill strapping them up. Bill getting their hands set in the middle, each man capping their thumbs. And on the go, Devin Bear explodes, and there he is, the 176 left-handed regional champion today here in Kansas. As we watch the replay, he explodes through Josh's hand. Josh giving him a smile, but knowing that Devin was way too strong today. All right, folks, as we move around the tables to the 209-pound left-handed weight class. We have a lot of local pullers and a lot of local favorites here today. We have Austin Tevis versus Steve Logden. Austin on the left, Steve on the right. Both of the men slip, going to the straps. As Chris gets the hands set. Look for Steve Logden to take some hand control off the start, which he does. And he drives Austin to the pin pad. Ryan Corner, as the down ref steps up, helps Chris remove the straps. And we're moving on in the 209 class. Again on the replay, the strength and hand control of Stephen Logden, much too much for Austin. We move over to another local arm wrestler in Bo Edgar, Michael Kinwin. Let's see what these two arm wrestlers have in store for us. Bo trying with the push press to get the win, and he does. He gets Michael's hand to the pad before he's able to slip out, and Brian Corner makes that call in the down ref position, giving Bo the victory. Next up, we have Cody Dollar versus Vince Gordon. Let's see the power of Vince Gordon and how he does with the local favorite Cody Dollar. Chris Collins setting the hands. Adjusting the wrist, both men capping. And on the go, both men slip, neither man taking any sort of direction from the get-go in terms of strength or overall ability. They're going to the strap. They are going to see which man technically has practiced long enough on the strap. And here we go, Cody Dollar driving it back, getting the victory. Cody said, "Today is my day." Cody Dollar stops Vince Gordon and drives his hand back to the pin pad and gets the win. Going back to the action where we bring Bo Edgar versus the local favorite Cody Dollar. Cody with a very strong left hand slips through Bo Edgar's hand, and they will go to the straps. Chris Collins strapping them up. Bo looking to gain a little bit of an advantage, kind of word jockeying. And there's my daughter, Megan Sharp, sitting at the scores table. Bo looking to make a big hit, but let's see if the strength of Cody Dollar is just too much, which it is. A quick hit, and Cody Dollar moves on. And we get to a match, folks. Yes, this match, folks, has a lot of history to it. There's a lot of smack talking that's going on. Stephen Logden feeling that he is the next up-and-coming Midwest 209er. Brent Rocker's making his way down to solidify him his place, that he is not ready to move on from that elite status. Both men getting ready. Chris Collins has them set at the table. Look for both men to make a big hit. As Chris Collins is trying to straighten both men out. Steven trying to verbally get a little bit of an advantage with Chris Collins, trying to get the head ref a little bit flustered. Brent knows this game. He's seen it plenty of times, trying to calm down Chris, trying to get him in a position where he can get this match started. Steven trying to get into Brent's head a little bit, trying to gain a little bit of an advantage. Both men's thumbs are down. Bill Collins looking on him to the back. Steven Logsdon is going to cap his thumb. Brent Rockers is looking to cap his thumb as well. His thumb is high though, folks. He goes under his thumb this time. Look for the power of Brent on the go, and both men slip. I think, folks, Brent did not cap his thumb there in order to get to the slip to move this match to the straps. Chris Collins sweating to try to get these two men started, and both men are stopped in the middle. Brent Rockers trying to drive, but Steven Logsdon is getting that shoulder and hip into the pad. He has got an advantage, folks, and he is looking to drain the blood out of the hand and arm of Brent. And there it is, folks, a definite upset to start the day. Steven Logsdon takes the first match against these two Lions and in an impressive fashion gets the win. But I've got to tell you, folks, I think both of these two are going to find themselves somewhere together at the finals. And this may not be the same result the second time around. As we're moving in, folks, again, the 209B class, we have Vince Gordon on the right, Michael Kinwin on the left. Look for the big hint from Vince, trying to stay alive on the B side. And there it is, folks. Yes, Vince Gordon with the big hit, taking Michael down. Moving on the B side, Michael going home for the day. Chris Collins giving the hand in victory to Vince. And now, folks, as we continue, we have Austin Tevis on the right, Bo Edgar on the left. Look for Austin Tevis to explode into Bo's hand. Bo is going to look for a quick push press, trying to time the go. Bo is a little bit upset that he didn't get the quick go, settles back down. Both men's hands are moved to the middle. Both thumbs are down. Both hands are being set as Austin caps his thumb. And on the go, a big hit, folks. That's some interesting situation as Austin Tevis wins. He was able to move Bo's hand under the pad through the hit. Great call by the seasoned refs there at the table. Folks, as we continue on the B side, we have Brent Rockers on the left, Vince Gordon on the right. Look for the power of Brent Rockers to move Vince to the pad, which he does. One thing is on Brent Rockers' mind at this point, and that is Steve Logsdon. On the A side, Cody Dollar here to see who will remain on the undefeated against Steven Logsdon on the right. Both men slip from the start. As both men get set on the straps, Cody Dollar with the hit, but no. Steven Logsdon with an elbow foul. He's going to the restart. Both men capping their thumbs, and on the go, Cody Dollar driving, but Steven Logsdon supinating his hand, rolling back the wrist of Cody Dollar, but no. Cody Dollar underneath the table, his elbow comes off. One foul each to both of these arm wrestlers. Getting the hand set once again, and there, Steven Logsdon rolling his hand above Cody, supinating that wrist as he continues to drive Cody's hand back, finding himself in a much better position than the local favorite Cody. Cody goes under the table. Let's see what the call is. It is definitely a foul. They are going to go to the restart. 2 fouls for Cody Dollar. He must stay on the pad.
Ladies and gentlemen, if you got love for Stephen Logsdon, make some noise in this joint.
Hands are closed. On the go, Stephen Logsdon with a lot of hand control. Cody Dollar definitely in a bad position. And yes, he does foul for the 3rd time. That moves Stephen Logsdon into the finals. Cody Dollar back to the B-side.
Ladies and gentlemen, make some noise for Stephen Logsdon.
And looming in the shadows on the B-side, man from Chicago, Brent Rockers. Back on the B-side, folks, we have Brent Rockers on the right, Austin Tevis on the left. Look for the hit of Brent Rockers. This should not go very long at all. As he say go, Austin Tevis driving into Brent's hand, but he says, no way, not today. Brings him right back. Brent Rockers with the win. And now, Brent Rockers will face the very tough Cody Dollar. As we go to the replay, Austin maybe surprising Brent just a little bit, but Brent says no. It's time for you to go home and for me to move on. As we take it now to Chris Collins' table with Cody Dollar on the left, Brent Rockers on the right. Let's see where this match goes, folks. And right from the start, off to the strap as both men slip. Cody smacking his forearms to say that there is a lot of blood in there right now, and his arm may be fatigued. The call was, though, a foul on Cody Dollar. They will not go to the straps. They will reset these 2 men's hands in the middle. This time, I believe you're going to see Brent try to fire off and make this match a very quick one. They slip and go to the strap. I'm not sure that this will bode well for Cody. His forearm, he doesn't seem to be very loose, but he's asking the crowd for some fanfare, that's for sure. They go to the strap as both men are closing their hands. And Chris with the go, Brent Rockers with the easy victory over a very fatigued Cody Dollar. And Brent now moves on. He's got his sights set on one man, and one man alone that has given him his only loss today on the left-hand side, Stephen Logsdon. And we make our way to the final. Stephen Logsdon on the left, Brent Rockers on the right. Chris Collins as the head ref, Brian Corner as the down ref. Brian gives the thumbs up that both men are even in the middle and both wrists are flat. Chris is getting a hand set. He is having some difficulty getting Stephen to close his hand, and same with Brett. There is a lot of jockeying going on. Brian Corner gets up to calm these 2 people down, give them some direction. This is a game of IQ, folks. Yes, it's a game of wrist strength, it's a game of arm strength, but it is a game of acumen and IQ at the table. And just there, folks, on a start, an unready Stephen Logsdon takes the loss. Brent Rockers gets the win on a quick hit. Stephen Logsdon is not happy. He is not happy at all, folks. He is fired up. This might make this match even more sweet for Stephen Logsdon to win. Chris Collins getting both men set. Let's see if Brent Rockers can take the momentum. Don Underwood in the audience trying to give Stephen Logsdon some advice. Brent Rockers looking to Brian for some direction. He needs to be careful. He has to keep his hand on that peg. There are no warnings. If he does get called, it will go to an automatic foul. Using his knowledge as referee, as Stephen is recognized as a very accomplished ref. He is trying to give Chris Collins a lot to think about in order to maybe get a hand advantage on perhaps a stronger Brent Rockers at this point. They go back to the center of the table. Bill Collins looking on. Both men slip, and Steven Logsdon feels that he has the advantage as he's getting himself pumped up. Brett Rocker's trying to give some direction right now, but Brett needs to be careful. When it comes to these types of tournaments, your hand must remain on the peg. He has the possibility of being called for a foul. Once they are set, he must remain in contact. Steven Logsdon is trying to load up on that hand. Got his elbow to the very front of the pad. And on the go, Brett Rockers looks to be in control, but neither man can pull to the either side. Steven Logsdon trying to drive in on Brett's hand. Brett's hand just barely over the top of Steven, putting him in a very awkward position and driving on it. Brett knows at this time that he's in total control as he's trying to drive to the pad, and there it is with the pin. Brett Rockers coming back from the B-side to take the 209 left-handed championship. All right, folks, we are heading over to the 239-pound class here on the left-hand side here in Kansas. And to the table on the left, we have Coy Garcia versus Josh Woodhouse. Coy moving right through Josh's left hand. Josh entered into the left-handed portion of this match, knowing that his arm was hurt, but still trying to help support the event. We appreciate Josh in doing so. Up now, Coy Garcia on the left, Jonathan Breda on the right. Look for Jonathan to hit, and yes, a big hit, and Coy Garcia has no answer for that. Jonathan Breda is the winner as we head to the replay and see. A quick hit, a quick pronation of the wrist, and he drives Coy to the pin pad. Back to the B side, and again, Coy Garcia versus Josh Woodhouse. A lot of the same sportsmanship there. We know that with only two healthy competitors in the 239 class here today, that we are coming back to the finals with Jonathan Breda jumping right over Coy Garcia. Jonathan Breda, your 239 left-handed pro class winner. All right, folks, as we move to the super heavyweights, we have two contestants here. On your left right now on the camera is Dustin Tomlinson. On your right, moving up from the 239-pound class, Jonathan Breda. Look for the strength and power of Jonathan off the head, and yes, Jonathan Breda powers through the big man for the first victory. These two individuals are going to meet head-to-head once again. That is a double elimination. They are switching sides. Jonathan Breda looking in total control left-handed, but Dustin Tomlinson says, we're gonna switch this up. Let's try it in the strap. Let's see if you have the same result as you did outside of the strap. Dustin, who is a much taller arm wrestler, is hoping to gain a little bit more hand control off of a more explosive Jonathan Breda. Chris Collins getting both men set. And Jonathan Breda powers through to take the win. He is a dual class winner today, the 239 left-handed, and now the super heavyweight left-handed class winners. All right, folks, we are heading back to the tables, and in today's event, we are lucky enough to have a few women competitors. On the table right now, we have Jennifer Bishop on the left and Avery Logsdon on the right. And Avery with a big hit, driving to the pin pad, but unfortunately with an elbow foul. All right, folks, as we restart, Jennifer grabbing some hand control, moving Avery to the pad. A great start by Jennifer, gaining the win. We move on for the second match in the women's division. All right, folks, as we have Amber on the left and Avery on the right. Both ladies are set at the table. Chris Collins setting their hands. Looking for a start, and Amber driving to the pad. And a big handshake and a smile sends Avery home today. But an amazing competition for Avery. She is the daughter of legendary Hands of Steel, Bill Logsdon. Just a tremendous young lady. We appreciate her competing today. Bill Collins giving eyebrows to the audience as we come to the finals on the A side. Jennifer Bishop and Amber Hall on the right. Jennifer Bishop on the left. Chris Collins setting their hands. And on the start, Jennifer Bishop brings the hand of Amber to the pad. As you see in the replay, Jennifer was able to easily pull through Amber's hand, setting up for the finals. Folks, we head over to the women's where we had several young ladies come out to compete today. We've got Jennifer Bishop on the left and Amber Hall on the right. Jennifer Bishop off of the go and a big hit, driving Amber's hand to the pin pad and getting the win. Moving on with the women's class, we have Jennifer Bishop on the left and Avery Logsdon on the right. Avery, the young teenager, giving a big hit to Jennifer's hand, and she is trying to gain some position. Jennifer is trying to move her hand back and gain some hand control, and both of these ladies slip. They are going to the strap. Avery Logsdon, daughter of Bill Logsdon, brother Steve Logsdon, certainly royalty in the arm wrestling community in the Midwest. It's awesome to see this young lady compete here today. Jennifer Bishop, a much more comfortable puller in the straps, is able to take Avery's hand to the pin pad. As we move on with the women's side, we have Amber Hall on the right, Avery Logsdon to the left. And on the go, Avery Logsdon trying to put a big hit on Amber Hall. But the overall strength of Amber was too much for Avery, was able to pull her back over. We've got to give a big hand out there to Avery Logsdon, who came here to compete today. Amber a little bit too strong, but let me tell you something, folks. You better look for Avery Logsdon in the future of women's arm wrestling. And as Amber moves past Avery Logsdon, we go to the final. As they get to the table, Jennifer Bishop on the left, Amber Hall on the right, Chris Collins as the ref. He squares their hands. He asks them to set their thumbs. He closes their hand in the set grip, and they are on the go. Jennifer Bishop driving the hand of Amber, but Amber stops her in the middle. Jennifer looking to go into the press. Elbow foul on Amber as she shakes out that arm. Might have caught a little bit of a stinger there. That certainly was an awkward position for her to be in. Chris sets their hand. Both of them on top of their thumbs. And on the go, Jennifer driving, and there's the victory. Amber definitely looked like she had a little bit of an issue on that hand after the first slip. And there is your women's champion here for the Midwest Regional Championship here in Kansas City. Let's hear it for Jennifer Bishop. Folks, as the tables get switched around, we are going into the money class, the right-handed pro class, with the 176 coming to the table. We've got Bill Collins as the head referee, squaring the shoulders of Preston Hayes and Devin Bear. Both men are capping. And on the go, Devin Bear explodes in with the quick win. You have to be ready at all times. As we see in that replay, Bill moves out of the way. Preston did not know that the go was coming and unfortunately lost the match. Sean Miller versus Michael Creason here. Michael on the right, Sean on the left. Michael Creason with the big hit. Again, another big hit, 2 in a row. Michael Creason showing that he is ready on the right-hand side. Bill Collins raising his hand in victory. Moving on, Jason Coleman. Jason Coleman coming out of the left-handed class, not doing very well, but certainly a very accomplished right-handed puller. He is up against Devin Bear. Devin Bear, a top-ranked national competitor. And they go to the strap. Devin unsure of the strength there of Jason Coleman, but Jason is saying, welcome home, Devin. We are in my territory now. And Devin with the big hit says, not today. Jason can only look and shake his head. Moving on the right-handed side, we have Michael Creason versus Josh Lingerfeld. Michael Creason with hand control, but Josh is fighting back, tried to move his hand back to his side of the table. Both men slip. Bill grabs the strap. And as we catch camera 2, Michael Creason with a big hit in the strap. Josh holding on. Michael trying to drive his hand, but Josh looking very confident now. Easing his body weight in. There's the win. As Josh moves on, Michael Creason, who exploded off the start, but did not have enough to finish, and a very patient Josh held on to take the win. We now start on the B side of the 176. Jason Coleman on the left and Sean Miller on the right. Jason with the easy win and a big hit. Jason is going to look to be tough here in the 176 class. Let's see if he can come back up and get back into the final. Back to the table, Michael Creason on the right and Preston Hayes on the left. Bill Collins calling Preston Hayes on curling in on the start. 1 foul to him. On the restart, Michael Creason with the win. A big hit, driving a hand of Preston Hayes to the pin pad. He will move on the B side. Back to the A side where we find Josh Lingenfelter and Devin Bear in the center table. And Devin Bear trying to get that big hit. Josh stopping him in the middle. Both men slipping, heading to the strap. As Bill gets the strap set, Devin Bear says, the strap game is my game, driving Josh Lingerfeld to the pad with an easy win. Josh knows it, and he moves himself over to the B side. Back to the B side with Jason Coleman and Michael Creason. Jason on the left, Michael on the right. Off the go, Michael tried to hit the hand of Jason Coleman, but both men are looking to let go as they are both fighting in the middle. Jason Coleman trying hand control and does sneak out the victory. Doesn't let go, surprises Mike Creason and brings him to the pin pad. That's a big win, folks, for Jason Coleman. And Michael understands why you can't stop in a match and you just have to keep pulling. Back on the B side, folks, with Jason Coleman on the left, a just off of a defeat, Josh Lingerfeld on the right. These two gentlemen trying to find out who will go on to the finals. Jason Coleman with the hit, but Josh Lingerfeld driving back to his side. Wait, folks, we talk about fouls, but remember, in tournament arm wrestling with Lock and Loaded, it is a 3-foul system. There is no warning. On your 3rd foul, you are on an automatic loss. Your opponent wins. It is extremely important that you understand as you continue to foul. You're putting yourself in jeopardy of not being able to move your opponent to the pad and taking a loss. As we watch it on the replay, the elbow foul in a losing position. Bill Collins correctly raises Jason Coleman's hand, and he advances to the finals.
My name is Jason Coleman. I'm 43 years old. I'm from Lake of the Ozarks, Missouri, and I'm here in Kansas City to win the Locked and Loaded Arm Wrestling Championship. I'm here today pulling Devin Blair. Pulled him once before back in Missouri State, and he beat me. My objective today is just to stay out of the strap with him and do my best.
Locked and Loaded. My name is Devin Bear, 40 years old, 10-time national champion. I'm here in Kansas City to win the Locked and Loaded Arm Wrestling Championship.
right, ladies and gentlemen, the start of the 176-pound finals. Introducing first, a big Kansas City welcome for Jason Coleman. And his opponent, a super decorated lightweight arm wrestler from the Midwest, a 10-time national champion. Ladies and gentlemen, make some noise for Devin Bear. Here we go, Kansas City. We need to make some noise for this whole 20 minutes. Get behind your favorite, Jason Coleman, on your left. Ladies and gentlemen, make some noise for your 176-pound champion, Devin Bear. All right. Third, second, first.
Now on to the 209-pound arm wrestling weight class. All right, folks, Vince Gordon on your left, Stephen Logsdon on your right. Both men are getting their hands set in the middle. And from the go, both men slip. They are going to the straps. All straps are provided for the series from Lion Strap. Happy to have Leo as our sponsor. As you see, Brent Rockers at the scoring table chewing on Travis Bajan's here, trying to get a reaction out of our MC. Back to the table. Both men are strapped up. Vince on the left, Stephen on the right, Chris on the go. And Stephen drives the hand of Vince Gordon to the pad. Logsdon not wasting any energy, looking to find Brent Rockers in the crowd. He knows what he wants. Cody Dollar on the left-hand side now at the table, and Bo Edgar on the right. Both men are gripped up, and they slip. Cody Dollar, who came off of a very impressive run on the 209 left side. Let's see what he can do on the right side versus the local favorite in Bo Edgar. As they strap up, Cody Dollar with the big hit. Definitely too strong for Bo Edgar as we watch on the replay. He drives through Bo's hand. Moving on the 209, we see a legend in the house, folks. Bill Logsdon on the left versus Austin Tevis on the right. Bill Logsdon is absolutely arm wrestling royalty in the Midwest. His son Steven giving him some encouragement from the crowd. Let's see if the young man named Austin has the ability to put a surprise on Bill. Don't count on it. Bill is a master of strap pulling. But Austin, with a big upset, drives through Bill's hand. Something, folks, that you don't see very often at all. We're continuing on the right-hand side. Drew Bishop on the left. Stephen Logsdon on the right. And on the go, Stephen Logsdon with the quick hit and the win. Drew Bishop was definitely caught sleeping there. We're moving on. That man, Brent Rockers, on the left versus Michael Kinwin on the right. Look for the power of Brent Rockers to win this match very easily. We're continuing on with the right-handed side. Cody Dollar on the right, Stephen Logsdon on the left. And on the start, Stephen Logsdon pulls right through Cody Dollar. Stephen Logsdon super excited there. Moving to Michael Kinwin on the left, and Vince Gordon exploding through his hand on the right. Vince moving up on the B side. Vince Gordon definitely had not much resistance moving through Michael's hand. Continuing on the A side, we have Austin Tevis versus Brent Rockers. But Brent with just too much power. Back to the B-side, we have Drew Bishop on the left, Bo Edgar on the right. Both men with one loss, both looking to stay on. Bo Edgar with the quick press. Was he able to get that hand to the pad? Brian Corner says no. They strap him up. Drew Bishop with the big hit. Folks, if you don't think your strap game matters, slip against someone that definitely has a lot of experience in that strap, and you're going to find out right now, real quick, just what a little bit of practice and experience will do. Continuing on, the action is moving very fast here in Kansas. We've got Stephen Logsdon on the right, then on the left, Brent Rockers on the right. Both men setting to the middle. Chris Collins getting both hands set. Looking for the hit. Stephen Logsdon trying to put Brent in the B column again, but Brent Rockers fires back as he top rolls over Stephen Logsdon, hand with the victory. I'll tell you what, folks, we were looking at a potential return visit from the left-hand side with Stephen Logsdon taking the first win, but Brent Rockers is on his game, pulling him back. Stephen Logsdon with the big hit, but Brent Rockers stopping that hit, rotating that hand above Stephen Logsdon's and driving him to the pad. We're back on the B side, folks. The stage is set. We have Drew Bishop on the left and Austin Tevis on the right. Both men slipping out. We're going to the strap. We've got Bill Logsdon versus Cody Dollar. Both of them teammates at times. And Bill Logsdon with the hit, but Cody Dollar with the elbow foul. Cody had stopped him up in the center of the table. Back over to Drew Bishop and Austin Tevis. We've got an elbow foul on Austin Tevis. We're going to keep it in the straps as we pan back across to Bill Logsdon and Cody Dollar. Chris Collins has both men center of the table. And on the go, it's Cody Dollar with the big hit, sending Bill Logsdon home for the day, and Cody hangs on, staying on the B side. Back over to Drew Bishop and Austin Tevis. Bill Collins on the go, and Drew Bishop, unfortunately Austin Tevis off the back of the table. And on the go again, reset. Back to the table, folks, with Drew Bishop on the left and Cody Dollar on the right. These two men are locked in a battle in the hook, right in the center of the table. Cody trying to burst through Drew's hand. Drew is definitely locked in. He is not looking to let up at all. Cody feverishly trying to drive that hand to the pin pad as Brian Corner asks for the crowd to raise their voices here and cheer these guys on. Drew Bishop is battling, but Drew's elbow comes up. A tough break there as Drew was looking to gain a little bit of position on maybe a tiring Cody Dollar. Back to the start, and Cody with the big hit again. Let's see if Cody can finish him off, but let me tell you something, Drew is locked in, folks. Sometimes an arm wrestler can lock in at a position and it's almost impossible for his opponent, but no, Cody Dollar definitely found a quick pause in the strength of Drew, exploited it, and brought it to the pad. Moving on the B side, where he is going to meet up against his teammate and longtime friend, Stephen Logsdon. And there they are, folks. Stephen on the left, Cody on the right. Look for the big hit from Cody Dollar. He needs to keep his hand high. Unfortunately, Stephen got his hand on top of Cody's and slams it to the pin pad. Definitely was waiting on that hit. Pronated that wrist up above Cody's hand. And next thing you know, Cody was in a bad position as Stephen moves on to the finals.
My name is Brent Rockers, 47 years old, Edwardsville, Illinois. I'm here in Kansas City to win the Locked and Loaded Arm Wrestling Championships.
My name's Stephen Logston, and I'm from Hardin, Missouri. I'm 24 years old. I'm in Kansas City, Missouri to win the Locked and Loaded Arm Wrestling Tournament. Stephen Logston, Locked and Loaded.
Introducing first, the pride of Kansas City. Make some noise for the young phenom, Stephen Logston. And his opponent, the multiple-time middleweight champion of North America, Brent Rockers. Right when the match is over. Wow. Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. The second hand about to be set. Look at the contained power. Strap 'em up. Brent Rockers looks too strong today. Oh, he's got a good grip, ladies and gentlemen. Watch the hit. There! He's got a shot. Oh! Yeah. What a man! What a man! What a man! Ladies and gentlemen, your 209-pound champion is Brent Rockers. All right, yeah. Steve, way to put on a show, baby. That's what we're looking for.
Folks, this table is set on the 209s as we move to the 239 class. Josh Woodhouse versus Coy Garcia in a role reversal. Josh Woodhouse with that strong right arm easily powers through the young Coy Garcia. And we get to the table on the left-hand side. The injured but competing Russ Schrader on the right. Jonathan Breda, your left-hand 239 champ. And on the go, they both slip. Russ looking at Jonathan, wondering, what are you doing, man? I only have one arm. Jonathan with a smile, but puts the stern face back on as they strap up in the middle. And on the go, Russ Schrader stops the strong Jonathan Breda in the middle and gets a win. A big upset there. Jonathan Breda did not expect Russ to be able to power through his arm as we watch on the replay. Russ with the side pressure, powering through the hand and wrist of Jonathan Breda, driving him to the pin pad and getting the win. On the A side, Russ Schrader versus the strong Josh Woodhouse. Chris Collins has them starting in the middle. And on the go, Russ Schrader and Josh both go deep into the hook. But we've got a foul on Russ. Neither man giving an inch there. Both felt very comfortable in that position, but they are going to go back to the restart here. Look for more of the same. As Chris Collins sets them again, they lock deep into the hook. Both men right at the center of the table. Josh looking to pull through. But an elbow foul on Russ. It will be tough for Russ to stay tight on that table. On the go again. Back hooked up in the middle. Russ trying to pull through Josh's hand. Josh sitting very patiently, looking to bleed some energy and blood out of the hand of Russ Schrader. Josh looking very confident. However, Russ again with the elbow foul. Very, very difficult for Russ to keep that elbow down. We move over to Jonathan Breda versus Coy Garcia. Look for the quick hit of Jonathan Breda. And Coy Garcia moves out of the B bracket and heads back home for the day.
My name is Josh Woodhouse. I'm 39. I'm from Northwest Arkansas. I'm here in Kansas City to compete in the Locked and Loaded Arm Wrestling Series. I'm Josh Woodhouse, and I'm locked and loaded.
My name is Jonathan Breda. I'm from Lake Charles, Louisiana, and I'm 28 years old. I'm in Kansas City, Missouri, and I'm here to win the Lock and Loaded Arm Wrestling Series. I'm a double weight class winner.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, moving on to the 239-pound weight class, introducing first, a double weight class finalist already today from Lake Charles, Louisiana. Make some noise for the rising star, Jonathan Breda. And his opponent, all the way from Arkansas, make some noise for Josh Woodhouse. Oh, the big hit! False start on Breda. Ladies and gentlemen, who's it gonna be? Josh Woodhouse or Jonathan Breda? If you think Woodhouse is gonna win, make some noise. Oh, Woodhouse with a little cranking little wrist curl foul. One foul apiece, ladies and gentlemen. Jonathan Breda on your left. His opponent, Josh Woodhouse, on your right. Watch for the hit of Jonathan Breda. And there's a big one. False start. Ooh. Ooh, I don't know about that one. All right, he's got to slow down this time. Go. Oh my goodness. Oh. Whoa, make some noise, Kansas City. Woodhouse on the right. Breda on the left. Oh, the left. Oh! Whoa, Nelly! Oh! Ladies and gentlemen, Jonathan Breda.
A lion ain't got a roar to know he's king, honey. I love you.
Oh. All right, here we go. Now it's all tied up 1-1. Who's it gonna be? Jonathan Breda now on your right. And on your left, ladies and gentlemen, we gotta get behind him. Make some noise for Josh Woodhouse. Oh my goodness, that's so close. Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Lake Charles on the right. Arkansas on the left. Ladies and gentlemen, your 239-pound champion, make some noise for Jonathan Breda. What a beast. I'm gonna go ahead and pull it tight. Thank you, sir. Hey, great job. Thank you. Come on now. Sorry about that.
in your first place champion, Jonathan Brita.
Great show today, babe. Thanks.
Folks, we head out to the big boys, the super heavyweights here in Kansas City. As we take it to the table, big Dustin Tomlinson on the left, Jacob Miller on the right, Bill with the go, and Dustin Tomlinson driving Jacob's hand to the pad. Dustin picking up his first victory on the right-hand side. And in our second match, Mirzad Koblik versus Steve Green. Steve, national champion, big competitor out of the Kansas City area. Always feared when it comes to tournaments. Into the straps, Steve Green powers through that hand. Steve Green says, I'm back, folks, and I'm looking for the overall today. As we keep going, Jonathan Brita, who's pulling in 2 weight classes again on the right side, finds himself up against a strong Dustin Tomlinson. Folks, let me tell you one thing about Jonathan Brita. The man is not afraid to compete. When he comes to a tournament, he is there to win as many classes as possible. The crowd is getting upbeat here for this match, folks. They know there's a lot of power. Big Dustin Tomlinson powers through the wrist and hand of Jonathan Brita, putting Jonathan Brita back to the B side, and Dustin moving on, looking for Steve Green in his sights very soon. We bring more of the B side with Jacob Miller on the right and Mirzad Koblik on the left. And on the go, Mirzad gets a big hit and sends Jacob Miller home for the day. Mr. Koblik goes to his back of his shirt to let everybody know who he is. And as we watch the replay, the hit and the go makes all of the difference. Now as we move back onto the A side, folks, 2 big super heavyweights from the Kansas City area. Dustin Tomlinson on the right, Stephen Green on the left. Both men looking to make a mark right now and stay undefeated. Bill warns Big Dustin for carving in. Steve is not happy at all. He is all about getting the job done. Bill goes back to the set grip. On the go, Steve Green drives the hand of Dustin Tomlinson to the pad, but no. Bill Collins says Steve Green's elbow came off the pad. Elbow foul. 1 foul each in the strap. Back to the start. And again, Steve Green drives the hand of Dustin Tomlinson to the pin pad. Steve Green takes the victory, and he's moving into the finals. Back over to the B side where Mirzad Koblik and Jonathan Brita are getting ready to match up. Both men with 1 loss. Both cannot afford to lose anymore or they go home. As they get set, Bill gives the go and both men slip. Jonathan Brita a bit upset, thought maybe he could catch Mirzad off the hit, finding that the hand of Mirzad was a little bit too strong. As these 2 men get set, Bill has put the strap on. Both have closed in. On the go, Jonathan Brita with a big driving hit, taking Mirzad's hand to the pad as the table almost comes up. These guys are really pulling with some horsepower. Here it is on a rematch, folks. Jonathan Brita lost his first match to Dustin Tomlinson, who sent him to the B side. Let's see which one of these men are going on to face Stephen Green in the final. Both of the men are set. Hands are being closed. Bill giving some last-minute instructions. Look for the hit on the go, and the strap is coming out. Neither man wanted to take any kind of hand position or give up any hand position. Bill has got them strapped up. And on the go, a big hit by Dustin Tomlinson, trying to drive the hand and wrist of Jonathan Brita to the pin pad. But Jonathan is fought back as Dustin Tomlinson is called for an elbow foul. Certainly at that point in the match, Jonathan Brita may have wanted it to keep going. He looked like he was in control. And now on the restart, Jonathan Brita with the big hit. Dustin Tomlinson trying to pivot and get his hand back. Jonathan Brita taking a lot of time and then puts the pedal to the metal and driving the hand of Dustin Tomlinson to the pad as Jonathan Brita now moves on to the overall finals in the super heavyweight division.
Stephen Green, 42 years old, from Kearney, Missouri. I'm here in Kansas City to win the Locked and Loaded series. I'm pulling in the heavyweight division, and I am the baddest dude in Kansas City.
Okay, moving right along to the super heavyweights. Ladies and gentlemen, introducing first already the 239-pound champion, once again to the table, Jonathan Breda. And his opponent, when it comes to the state of Missouri, there is one name. Ladies and gentlemen, make some noise for the pride of Kansas City, Stephen Green. Ladies and gentlemen, Stephen Green is a man-child. Now, every time you talk, he straightens his arm up, his hand up. Oh, he got in them straps and he got a foul first. Put it in there, put it in there. Just let Greg know right after this game. You have to leave him. I'll let him know. That's two fouls on Stephen Green. Ladies and gentlemen, Jonathan Breda's got a chance. Let's get behind him, this young man. Trying to be a double weight class winner. Ladies and gentlemen, no surprise here. Your super heavyweight champion is once again the mighty Stephen Green. Good job today, buddy. Great job, fellas. Turn that thing for me. Good job, kid. Get in the middle. Right there at the table. Right there at the table. You're right there. We'll get it behind you. Here we go. The overall, ladies and gentlemen, for $500. The best 2 out of 3 each round. Introducing first, the lightweight champion of the Locked and Loaded series here in Kansas City. Make some noise for Devin Bear. And his opponent, ladies and gentlemen, the winner of and champion of the 209-pound class. Welcome from the state of Illinois, Mr. Brent Rockers. All right, gentlemen, the best 2 out of 3. Winner gets a spot in the finals. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, here we go. On your right, our lightweight champion at 176. His opponent, the middleweight winner at 209 pounds in Brent Rockers. We're just looking for one of these little dudes to crack one of these big guys. Oh, man. Go! There's one W. Switch sides. I don't think you gotta take it off. Don't take it all the way off. Don't take it all the way off. He took it all the way off. Switch sides of the table. All right, here we go. Listen, Brent Rocker's trying to get into this finals. Go! Oh, there it is. Ladies and gentlemen, moving on to the finals. Make some noise for Brent Rockers. the second round of the overall. Introducing first, our heavyweight champion at 239 pounds. Make some noise for Jonathan Prida. And his opponent representing the super heavyweight class, Kansas City's own Stephen Green. All right, here we go, all strapped up, ladies and gentlemen. We've seen this match before. Can Jonathan Prida get some sort of leverage on the big man? Let's hear it, Jonathan Prida. Get that hand position, Jonathan. Let's see what he likes with his wrist bit back. If you don't do it for you, do it for Brent Rockers. Foul, one foul, Stephen Green. We've heard all that shit before, Stephen. We about that business here in Kansas City. Prida on the left, Stephen Green on the right. $500. Give it to him. Yes, that is 2 fouls. Wow, we got a shot. You got a shot, Rockers. The blood's just blowing up in his hand right now. Prida, keep counting, Prida. Keep killing him. Mama needs some new shoes. Let's see what you got, Prida. Bust that hand back, Prida. Go! There it is! Oh! I see his blood pressure rising, ladies and gentlemen. That cardio is setting in. Prida, work his ass. Let's go. All right, here we go. Jonathan Prida trying to do something with the super heavyweight champion in Kansas City. Can we get a stop? There's it. Oh yeah, that's it. Nice, ladies and gentlemen. Stephen Green moving on to the final. Ladies and gentlemen, the finals of the Garage to Fitness Locked and Loaded Arm Wrestling Championships is set. Introducing first, the middleweight champion of the Kansas City qualifier. Make some noise for Brent Rocker. And his opponent, ladies and gentlemen, by far the most impressive puller here today thus far. Make some noise for your super heavyweight champion, Mr. Stephen Green.
Let's go, Dad.
Best of 3, 2 wins get you that 5 honey. Both of y'all dudes owe me 2 honey anyway from previous events.
Dad.
Here we go. Ooh, that's a foul on Stephen Logsdon, I hope. Let's get behind Brent Rockers. Anything to slow this big guy down.
Go!
Oh! Everybody stand up. We got him. I told you it would happen, Greg. It's happening right now. Somebody call a foul. Foul. Who's it on? Ooh, don't know about that one either. It's just me. Here we go, Brent Rockers, watch the hit. Oh, there it is, ladies and gentlemen. Switch sides of the table, gentlemen, switch sides. right, here we go, ladies and gentlemen. This is it. Quite possibly the last match here in Kansas City. Brent Rockers, ladies and gentlemen, what an impressive human being. One more 3 minutes of energy from you. Brent Rockers on the left. Stephen Green on the right. Watch for the power of the 200-pound man from the state of Illinois. Ladies and gentlemen, the baddest man in Kansas City happens to live in the state of Illinois. Make some noise for your rock and roll Kansas City overall champion, ladies and gentlemen, Brent Rocker!
The overall champion coming from the 209 class. Brent Rockers came today with one mission in mind, and that was to win it all, and he has. Brent Rockers will find himself heading to San Diego in November for the finals, and let's see if he will find himself next to the big gorilla Corey West, who easily tore through the Dallas Regional only 2 weeks ago. Folks, this is Greg Sharp here in Kansas City saying thank you for tuning in, and we're going to look to see you when we go to Virginia in the Harvest Gap Brewery, where we are going to find the likes of Big Paul Cruz, Steve Williams, Brian Malik, the Angry Bird, Adam Wilmot, and many more of the East Coast veterans coming to gain their way to the finals in San Diego.